Our next fight of the night, Pablo Rubio Jr., Michael GAXIOLA, 6-0 against 4-7. GAXIOLA, a tough scrapper from Modesto, California. At the Belasco Theater, Beto Duran and Doug Fisher. And making his way into the ring right now is Michael GAXIOLA. The song is coming into, I ain't worried about none.
I recognize this kid now.
Yep.
We saw him fighting Salinas last year, and he's tough and game.
And there you see him with Meta World Peace, the Panda's friend, right behind him. Meta has, he's starting to get into the management side in boxing. He and Pablo Rubio have a good relationship. So Meta shows up to every single fight he can. He even made the drive to Indio.
Oh, really? I like that. I respect him. I like his passion for boxing and his compassion for boxers.
And the best is when Meta comes out and he talks with us after a fight, and he's like, "Oh man, how much fun was that?" Like, just he sounds like a fan. You love that. It's not forced. If you're coming to a club show, you're a diehard.
Yes.
And there you see Pablo Rubio Jr., the Shark, as they call him. This was his last fight here at the Belasco Theater against a tough opponent.
Yeah, he wasn't tough, and he punished this young man, this young redhead who came in with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of guts. Rubio got the better of almost every exchange, busted the young man's mouth, but he actually, Rubio actually came out of this fight with a bloody nose himself.
That was a good
You
scratch.
see, look at the blood on these guys' body. Rubio could have made it easier. I know he has the boxing skills to stick behind a jab and move around a little bit, but he is very comfortable in the trenches.
And Joe Martinez, our ring announcer, one of the best in the business.
Six rounds, this in the super bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gray, he weighed in 122 3/4 pounds. He enters the ring tonight for the 12th time as a professional, hailing from Modesto, California. Here is Smooth Michael GAXIOLA. And next his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing navy with gold, he weighed in 122 1/2 pounds. In 6 professional bouts, he stands perfect in the ring. 6 victories, no defeats, with 3 wins coming by way of knockout from Whittier, California. Here is the undefeated Pablo the Shark Rubio Jr. Referee in charge of the action once again is Zach Young.
That mouthpiece in, mouthpiece in. Have your mouthpiece in, Michael? All right, Pablo and Michael, you already had instructions, so you know what's expected. So there's nothing, trunks are okay, there's nothing left to do but say good luck.
Zach Young, the referee for tonight, and here's the tail of the tape.
Yeah, Rubio Jr., 3 years younger at age 19. He's 2 inches taller, and he has a significant reach advantage.
This one's 6 rounds in the super bantamweight division, both of them weighing 122 pounds.
You ready, Michael? Ready to go? Ready to go, Pablo?
Pablo Rubio Jr. in the blue trunks with the gold trim. Michael GAXIOLA, Smooth with a V, is his nickname, in the all black. Pablo Rubio Jr., trained by his father, Pablo Sr., 19 years old, went to Whittier High School, the home of the Cardinals. As we were talking earlier, spent a month with Carl Frampton as one of his main sparring partners in New York. Started boxing as a kid. His dad, Pablo Sr., also boxed. They were training with Carl Frampton in New Rochelle, New York at the Champs Boxing Gym. Rubio saying that it was just good to get out of Southern California, experience something different. And in a different world, as you move up and you take on quality fighters, Doug, you know this, when you go up there as a main sparring partner, you're getting paid weekly. He's like, I couldn't believe they were paying me to spar things I've been doing for free down here. I was like, yeah, you are 19, isn't it?
Hey, Rubio, you're moving up in the world. And when we first saw him, he had a shaved head or
Yeah.
very close hair, and he's allowed his mane to grow out a little bit. And I got to say, I like it. It kind of reminds me of the standout Latino fighters of the 70s, you know?
All the good 70s hair?
Yeah.
There
the
you go,
hair,
Doug.
yeah.
He actually looked
Over
like,
the ears and stuff, yeah.
like Gaxiola. That's what Rubio looked like. Let his hair grow.
Right.
Let it grow a little bit more. He can braid it like Tony Margarito. Rubio Jr., Shark Sports in the back of his trunk. That's the company he owns along with his father. They actually built this ring tonight. The one that he's fighting in, they have a company where they go to different club shows and they build the rings for the fight that night. So when they say this guy knows the ring inside and out, it's true.
He really does.
A lot of friends and family here in attendance. A little bit of blood around the mouth of Gaxiola here in the first round.
Yeah, Rubio has caught him with some lead hooks. Camouflage that left as a jab, and then he turns it into a hook, and he's able to nail Gaxiola. And I like the smart pressure that Rubio is putting on his opponent tonight. Oh, there's a cut over the right eye of Rubio.
Yep.
It's bleeding. I don't know how bad it is, but the blood is coming down. I don't know if that was from a punch or a headbutt, but I haven't seen Gaxiola land a lot of clear shots. Man, that is ugly.
That is going to be up to Juan Hernandez, the cut man, to get to work quickly.
I'm seeing their heads come together now, so it
Yep.
could have been a headbutt, but the referee, Zach Young, hasn't ruled yet.
10 seconds ago in the opening round between Rubio and Gaxiola. Rubio Jr.
It was pretty good. It was a tough fight. I loved it because we went back and forth. We made it exciting. I really didn't care that if I got a knockdown or not. Just the fact that we pleased the crowd. And I learned a lot from that. You know, the whole movement. You know, stay protected at all times. And you know, you're gonna have to have that condition to be able to go all 6 rounds. With Carl Frampton, I picked up using my length a lot because that's why I hope to use that in this fight because he's so short, so we had to use our jab, you know, keep him at distance. And, you know, it worked out a lot. I feel more comfortable doing it. For this fight, we're going to be using our length and our good reach advantage and keep using our jab and keep bothering him with it. Come back with combinations, keep moving.
Second round of action. It was ruled an accidental headbutt by referee Zachary Young. So that right cut on the eyebrow of Pablo Rubio coming from a headbutt.
Well, Rubio says he wants to use his height and utilize his reach, and that's a good idea in this fight because of that cut. He doesn't want it to get worse, so it's a good idea to keep Gaxiola out on the end of his jab.
Gaxiola from Modesto, California. He's 4'7", training out of the Bad to the Bone gym. Rubio works with his dad. Pablo Sr. is pushing Gaxiola back here in the second round. Good action. Rubio letting his hands go, picking up this fast flurry. This is what he said that Carl Frampton wanted him for because of his quickness and his speed. He lands a good shot to the face of Gaxiola.
Yeah, that was a nice right hand. I think he's lunging in a little bit with his right. I like it when he sets that up with the jab, but when he does pull the trigger on his right, he does lunge forward, and clashes of heads, that is a danger in this fight. I think he needs to slow the pace down just a little bit. It seems to me like Rubio was rushing a bit better.
Good jab from Rubio. It's also the first time he's really been cut this severe in his career. It's always interesting to see how a young fighter reacts to something like that.
It's always interesting to see how well his cut man does between rounds, and this cut man has done well. It's not bleeding. So they were able to control, to stem the flow of blood with that 1 minute break. And his cut man is Juan Hernandez. Good job, Juan.
Rubio in the blue trunks. That gold trim goes to Rio Hondo Junior College. The nickname Shark actually was given to his dad. his dad's trainer, Henry Rodriguez, had that name, the nickname the Shark. He passed away. The nickname was passed down to Pablo Jr. And now he said it's just an honor to Henry Rodriguez. And also he just likes to attack.
Yeah, no, he lives up to that nickname because he is a predator in the ring. But he has to be careful because Gaxiola, despite that record, 4-7, he has good experience. He has good whiskers, and he's kind of crafty in there. He's caught Rubio coming in with some straight lefts out of that, I'm sorry, with some right hands.
Good action here in the second round, scheduled for 6. 10 seconds to go in the second round.
Good competitive round.
Super bantamweight division, the Belasco Theater on Ring TV Live.
Rubio timing an overhand right that lands flush on the jaw of Gaxiola. Gaxiola takes a good shot. Gaxiola eating a jab. Momentarily, Gaxiola was in the southpaw stance, and he did land some left hands from that stance.
Gaxiola looks over, gives me a little nod, a little smile.
He's very relaxed.
A lot of the Golden Boy fighters in attendance tonight. Gabriel Rosado is here. Also is Alexis Rocha, who'll be fighting in the 19th here at Belasco Theater the next time we'll be here. Thanks for watching at home. Sal Sanchez, 1-0. He's a pro, not an amateur anymore, out of San Fernando. Trains at the Rock Gym. His older brother, Emilio Sanchez, has a fight coming up soon. Third round of action, scheduled for 6. Gaxiola, Doug, this is a fighter now I'm seeing for the third time. We saw him in Salinas. He fought recently in Southern California. He comes in to scrap.
Yes, he does.
He's not going to back away from you. A 4-7, a guy who's going to give you rounds. And he's very young himself. He's only 22 years old.
Yeah.
He started boxing at the age of 19.
Wow, he's a late comer, but the way he boxes is like somebody with a lot more experience and a lot more maturity.
Yep.
Not in a rush. It's tricky. He's thinking in there.
Yeah, we saw him fight, like I mentioned, in Salinas about a year ago, and
He's talking to
Yeah,
Rubio.
he
Tell him,
is.
come on. He's trying to get into Rubio's head. And he might have Rubio second-guessing himself just a little bit here in the third round.
he has that Central Valley attitude, that
Yeah.
that toughness about him.
Right.
Another clash of heads. Good left from Gaxiola to the cut of Rubio.
Yeah, I would say so far this is Gaxiola's best round because he's got Rubio thinking about coming in. Rubio's not letting his hands go the way he was in the first 2 rounds. And it looks like that right eye might be bothering Rubio just a little bit.
Gaxiola has lost 4 in a row. Tough competition. He fought Rafael Gramajo here at the Belasco Theater. Been in Southern California recently. Fought at Staples Center. So he's one of those typical guys making a living in boxing. Says that's all he does. Doesn't work. Because boxing is his passion. It's his career. Tough way to make a career. We know when you're coming in as the opponent, but he's a kid who's never intimidated.
That might be his greatest strength, Beto, is the fact that he doesn't get intimidated. The fact that, you know, even when an opponent lands a terrific shot, like that left to his ear, he just says, so what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that, you know, that can be demoralizing to the opposition.
He can wear a punch. More blood coming down the right eye of Rubio. That was from an accidental headbutt in the first round on the right eyebrow. Final seconds of the third. Gaxiola Rubio in Los Angeles.
Rubio backing Gaxiola up. Gaxiola catching him with a jab and a follow-up hook. Rubio missed a lot in this round, but he landed right before the bell. He landed a nice big left to the ear of Gaxiola, and Gaxiola just kind of like shrugged his shoulders. Here's a nice little exchange, both guys going to the body and head.
Bethel Duran, Doug Fisher back at the Belasco Theater. 4th round of action, scheduled for 6. Super bantamweight division. That means they weigh 122 pounds. Pablo Rubio Jr., undefeated, 6-0 with 3 KOs. He's in the blue with the gold trim. Michael Gaxiola, 22-year-old from Modesto, California, Bad to the Bone Gym. He's 4-7. And Doug, how do you have it after 3?
I have it 29-28 for Rubio. I scored rounds 1 and 2 for the Shark. Round 3 went to the kid from Modesto.
Good right hand, snaps back the head of Gaxiola.
You're seeing the ring generalship of Gaxiola. It's not just about throwing punches, but also slowing the fight down with some holding. And the only way really to get around that is for Rubio to do what he's doing right now. Let his hands go. Let his volume dictate the pace.
Buddy, and you got a 6-round fight coming up back home. I'm coming in motivated. That's what Rubio said he is.
And it looks like Rubio has after that 3rd round, which once again I scored for Gaxiola. It looks like in this round 4, Rubio reminded himself, hey, I've been in there with the Jackal, Carl Frampton, man. I just need to be myself. I need to let my hands go.
We got a Shark, we got a Jackal. Too many guys named Sugar.
Yeah, that's overused.
30 seconds to go in the 4th round. A better round for Rubio. He does swing for the fences, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's missed a lot of shots in this round, but he's landed more than Gaxiola has landed on him.
10 seconds to go in the round. It's scheduled for 6. 3 more fights on the card. The Belasco Theater in downtown Los Angeles.
Rubio misses with the left, but connects with the right. Here's some nice combinations on the inside from Rubio. Some of them are blocked, some of them are slipped, but others land. There's a nice jab to the body, right hand to the body, as Gaxiola tries to stiff arm him.
And keep sending your tweets using the hashtag RingTVLive. Chipa Gonzalez family we'll be seeing him in action soon. Actually, September 2nd, he fights at the Belasco Theater. They're watching it in Buena Park, California. Actually got a chance to see him spar the other day. His younger brother, Aldo here. Also, Rafael in Phoenix, Arizona, moving to Las Vegas, going on sabbatical, going to be away for a while, getting flown into Vegas. Thanks for watching on Ring TV Live. The ace of SoCal, allegedly working in North County, San Diego.
Allegedly.
He's on a break. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, watching Pablo Rubio and Michael Gaxiola. In this day and age now, Doug, you see so many guys turn pro as soon as they can at the age of 18 because they don't want to go the amateur route, especially with no headgear. You see Rubio at the age of 19 has 6 pro fights. This is his 7th one. Chimpa Gonzalez, mentioned him. In the teens with his amount of fights as a teenager.
Yeah, they're getting a head start.
You see the Hector Tanahara, who's going to be fighting in Cowboy Stadium at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, a Golden Boy fighter. He's only 18. Right prospects for Golden Boy.
Rubio has improved his defense in this round and the previous round. Kind of picking up on some of the things that Gaxiola is doing. Gaxiola is a really difficult opponent. He's tricky. It's kind of hard to time because he's educated with his jab. He doesn't do the same thing over and over again. And he tries to mess with you. He taunts a little bit.
Blood from the nose of Rubio. He was cut over the right eyebrow in the first round, accidental headbutt. But guys like Gaxiola, as you've taught me, Doug, these are the kind of fighters that you need to go up as you progress in your career because you don't want to have a fighter who's 20-0 with 19 knockouts and they're all in the first round.
Exactly.
They've never been tested.
Right, has never had to go rounds or never had to be in a situation where he's dealing with adversity, such as a cut, or dealing with an opponent that is employing frustrating tactics. I mean, sometimes frustration can be more of an adversary to a young fighter than pressure or pain or, you know, an opponent that's taken the fight to him. And it's good to learn how to deal with this stuff when you're still in your teens and when you're still a 4- and 6-round fighter.
Final seconds of the 5th round. Rubio, Gaxiola, LA Fight Club, a showdown night, Friday night in downtown Los Angeles.
Left to the body, right to the, now their heads continue to collide. There's a nice short right cross landed by Rubio. There's a nice right cross landed by Gaxiola as Rubio was loading up to the body. Rubio consistently outworking Gaxiola in the exchanges.
Sixth and final round. You have Rubio up, Doug?
I do. The only round I've scored for Gaxiola was round 3, but I do think round 2 was competitive, and I thought the last round was competitive.
Rubio 6-0, Gaxiola 4-7. A tough 4-7. This is what he does. He goes the distance against you. He makes you grind it out.
And he does this because he's tough, but also because he's crafty, because he can do a lot of things in there. Gaxiola can move. I think he blocks and counters well. He knows how to tie an opponent up on the inside. So he's got some survival veteran tactics that also help him go rounds with tough guys like Rubio.
Keep sending those tweets using Ring TV Live. Make sure you get your shirt from Mr. Boxing Guru. Getting home Friday night, checking everything out. A good card coming your way. We still got Joette Gonzalez, the debut of Angel Bojado, and the main event, Mexico against Cuba, Carlos Morales, Luis Franco. But right now, it's Pablo Rubio in the sixth and final round against Michael Gaxiola. A good scrap between two young fighters, 19-year-old Rubio, 22-year-old Gaxiola, and he's standing right there with him.
Yeah, when he wants to do that, he's able to do so because he counters. I mean, he blocks and counter punches very well.
Good right from Rubio.
And Rubio's still the one throwing more and landing more, and that's why I have him well ahead in this six-rounder. I wouldn't be shocked if at least one of the official judges has it closer than I do.
Laiza is watching. Also is my eye candy Art. Oh, a good right from Rubio. Another good right from Rubio.
Yeah, he's shortening up on that right hand, not lunging in as much as he was in the earlier rounds.
Less than a minute to go in the fight. Imelda Cervantes has Rubio winning this fight, and he's starting to bring it on more, Doug.
Well, he has a willing participant here in the final round.
Does it styles make fights?
Absolutely, and Gaxiola has decided to stay in the trenches. And as we said at the beginning of this fight, Rubio's very comfortable in the trenches.
Gaxiola's never been stopped in his career. He is a tough kid from Modesto. He trains at bad to the bone. This kid's...
He's bad to the bone. And he's smart. He's smart in there too.
He came into the song, I ain't worried about nothing. You're
Yeah.
right, he ain't worried about nothing.
That's his temperament. Nothing bothers him.
10 seconds to go. It's been an entertaining fight between Pablo Rubio Jr. and Michael Gaxiola at the Belasco Theater in downtown Los Angeles. They go the distance. We'll be back with the results. You're watching Ring TV Live.
Left to the body, landed by Gaxiola. He gets nailed on the way in. There's a nice jab to the body from Rubio. A nice combination from Rubio. It was a right to the body, and he turned it into a right uppercut. Some upper body movement from Rubio, but he still gets tagged by Gaxiola, who is accurate. That's a beautiful left uppercut landed by Rubio. A lot of action in that sixth and final round.
And ring announcer Joe Martinez has the results.
After 6 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards, and here are the totals. Judge Jerry Cantu scores at 59-55. Judges Sergio Caiz and Thomas Taylor 58-56. All for your winner by unanimous decision, and still undefeated.
He swept the cards, unanimous decision. He's now 7-0 from Whittier, California. The Shark, Pablo Rubio Jr. earned it tonight.
Yes, he did. It was not easy, and two of the official judges had it just a 2 points margin of victory, which means they scored 2 rounds for Gaxiola. So he was in a fight. It was a competitive fight.
Pablo Rubio Jr. gets the win, 7-0. Michael Gaxiola falls to 4-8. And let's look at some of the highlights from this fight.
And there were lots of highlights. Rubio brought the action from the opening bell, came forward, lunged forward. That resulted in an accidental clash of heads in the very first round, and you can already see the blood trickle from that right eye, the outside of his right eye. Or no, actually it's right over.
Is that what
the upper,
right
yeah,
over?
yeah, right over the outside corner of his right eye. And it bled a lot in the first round, but his cut man did a good job in controlling the flow of blood throughout the fight, and Rubio did a good job of being the busier man and picking up little wrinkles as the fight went on. I saw him working on different things. I saw him working on some head and upper body movement. Saw him working on utilizing his jab to set up that right hand. And I saw him in the final 2 rounds being a little bit sneakier with his right cross than he had in the first half of the fight. And that's what it's all about. It's that process of a fighter learning and growing and improving, not just fight by fight, but round by round.
As El Tucanazo is jamming here at the Velasco Theater. Bailamos El Tuca, bailamos El Tucanazo. Tucanos de Tijuana, Doug's favorite band. We're going to go check them out. We're going to go roll down the Revolucion and take Doug. You've been to fights with TJ, haven't you?
No, I never
No?
have. That's
Oh.
on the bucket list. I will do it eventually, but
Okay, Doug
never
only goes
have.
to Aguascalientes. He doesn't go to Tijuana. We'll get there. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher. We saw 3 good fights. 2 of them stopped in the first round. Francisco Esparza from Las Vegas, a first round KO. He's now 4-0. Jose Gonzalez is now 2-0, a first round KO. And then we just saw right now Pablo Rubio Jr. improves to 7-0 with the unanimous decision. Coming up at the top of the hour, 7 o'clock, will be Joet Gonzalez, Sergio Lopez. Also the debut of Angel Bojado, Yuri Silverio, and Carlos the Solution Morales, Mexico, against El Cubano Luis Franco. For everybody on the Ring TV Live crew, I'm Beto Duran, and for Doug Fisher saying good night. Thank you for watching Ring TV Live. The other one's coming up at 7 o'clock.